Have you ever noticed how spirit doesn't shout? It whispers. Not in the thunder or the chaos, but in those quiet pauses between breaths. The moments when you finally stop trying to figure it all out and instead you just listen. Because the whispers of spirit, they're constant. And you just have to be still enough to hear them.
This space honors all paths of connection, healing, and family, grounding ourselves in sacred teachings as we are anchored in ancient roots, ready to rise from the soil of our past. I'm Irene Stupski, here to guide you through stories, insights, and spiritual practices that will help you heal and rediscover your true belonging.
Welcome back to Angels, Adoption, and Ancestors, a space for spiritual insight and sacred practice. My name is Irene Stupski. I am your host and a certified spiritual life coach, as well as an author and oracle card creator, guiding others for over a decade. And today we're exploring further into sacred attunement. This is something that we mentioned on the last podcast, your seasonal turning point. I hope you listened. If not, the link will be provided below. But this is the art of listening to divine timing, trusting the pauses, and recognizing the subtle signs from spirit. In this conversation today, we'll revisit what I call the soul whisper. We'll reflect on how spirit speaks softly through your daily life, your intuition, and your soul. And then I'm going to be bringing in a new twist into our journey as we gently look at where the Bible mirrors this sacred truth through divine whispers of its own. This is big for me, so I hope you enjoy it. What is a soul whisper? A soul whisper is the voice of your inner knowing, the quiet truth that rises when you are still enough to hear it. It is the language of spirit, the sacred memory of who you are beneath the stories. As I wrote in one of my current pieces of work, a book that's not quite ready to be birthed yet, but I thought I would share this bit with you. I remember one of my darkest nights, those moments when your soul whispers through the cracks of everything that once made sense. Is this all there is? I asked. More than that, who am I? Being adopted, I had no knowledge of my birth family. The not knowing opened questions that danced with my sense of worth, my identity, and even though my life looked beautiful on the outside, a loving home, a supportive family, beautiful kids, so much to be grateful for, something still felt incomplete. I questioned if I was enough. I questioned if I was truly seen, even by myself. My parents, my greatest teachers, offered endless love, and even from beyond this realm, they continue to guide me. But this was not about them. This was about who I was beneath the roles that I performed, beyond the masks that I wore, under the image I carefully curated. And oh, the masks, I was the happy one, the strong one, the one who had it all together. But behind the scenes, I was crumbling. The effort to hold it all together was suffocating. I retreated into the shadows because I didn't know how to say, I'm not okay. It wasn't about material things, not the house, not the clothes, not the handbags, not the curated life. It was about the ache in my spirit, a knowing that there was more. Not more things, but more truth, more soul, more of me. The quest led inward, and it began with something simple: gratitude. Gratitude cracked the door open. Slowly I rose through books and healing work and my spiritual practice. I walked myself home. Layer by layer, the masks began to fall, and underneath, imperfect, tender, sacred, whole. The real work was not about becoming someone new. It was about unmasking who I had always been. It wasn't easy, but it was honest. And from that honesty came healing. From that truth, transformation. And from that remembering came the return to my sacred soul self. Let them speak. Let them guide. Let them remind you. You are always held. And so it is. Listen closely. Your soul remembers. These whispers live within you, woven from divine guidance, ancestral wisdom, and the sacred codes of your soul, which has now led me in a new direction within my work and into another book, believe it or not, but where I began studying scriptures from the Bible for the first time that connect to the very teachings that I've always known and been shown. What I've discovered has been nothing short of mind-blowing. I grew up Catholic, but after my youngest, my daughter, was confirmed, we quietly stepped away from the church for many reasons that really don't need to be shared here at this moment, but it simply wasn't a place where we felt we belonged. It wasn't where we felt comfortable, and it wasn't where I was growing closer to God. In truth, it was actually taking me further away. And over time, my spiritual practice and time in nature has become my church, a sacred classroom where I can study, reflect, and listen to the whispers of the greatest of all sources, divine source, or God. And now, through this unfolding path, I'm beginning to weave these new discoveries into my work, and it really illuminates the path and confirms what my soul has always known and what I've always been shown. There's a beautiful verse in the Bible that I found that speaks to this kind of quiet connection. It's 1 King James 19:11 through 12, and it says that the prophet Elijah looked for God in the wind, the earthquake, and the fire. But God was not in any of those. And after all the noise, there came a still, small voice. That line stands out to me because it reflects the same truth as the soul whisper. And it excites me, if you can't tell by my smile, but this divine guidance, it doesn't need to shout. It meets us in stillness, and it reminds us that the sacred often speaks through softness, not spectacle. If you're ready to listen more deeply, to attune to that still small voice within, I've created a free autumn release meditation inside the Divine Angelic Guidance community, and it's yours for free. This meditation will help you gently release what's blocking your clarity, realign your energy with divine timing, restore peace within your mind and spirit, and remember how to hear the soul whispers once again. You can access it for free with the link that's provided below. And if you don't see the link for whatever reason, just send me a message and I'll be more than happy to send it to you. In closing, the whispers of your soul are not distance. They're divine reminders waiting for your attention. Every pause, every moment of stillness is an invitation to hear the love that's already surrounding you. So take a breath, listen closely, and trust what comes through. In those moments, you are invited to hold on to your angel's wings, for they will help you fly. If this message touched your heart, I'd love for you to share it, like, share, comment, you know, the drill, wherever you can, because when you do, you help this light reach more people. It's not about views or numbers for me. It's about helping others remember their own light. And when you share what moved you, even a single aha moment, you're expanding your light outward. And together, we help the world shine just a little brighter. Imagine that, the power in which you hold. What a beautiful gift you are. Thank you so much for joining me today on Angels, Adoption, and Ancestors. This is Michelle Irene Stupski. Until next time, may you listen deeply, love gently, and remember, may your days ahead be filled with still moments, sacred pauses, and the quiet knowing that you are guided, loved, and never alone.